For the second week in a row, it appears we have yet another choppy weekend and then an up Monday. This happened last week too, and it was Memorial Day in the United States on the holiday. Wonder if this is becoming a trend, but is it too early to celebrate anything significant happening? Can we call a bottom? Can we call this a reversal? Or is this just yet a bit more sideways chop? I've got our guest, Maximillian, here to discuss. Looking forward to his thoughts on the market and also taking a deep dive into the charts and the news. You guys don't want to miss this one. Let's go.
Let's go.
What is up, everybody? I'm Scott Melker, also known as the Wolf of All Streets. Before we get started, please subscribe to the channel and drop your elbow on the like button. But try not to break your keyboard when you're doing that, because that would be probably a bad thing if you did that. I hope all of you guys had a wonderful, productive, exciting weekend. If you hear the sounds of screams or footsteps, my kids are now home for summer vacation, and so we get no peace here anymore. I'm a little late because my 3-year-old was trying to open the door a second ago when we were getting started here, and I had to deal with him. That's what happens when the summer starts. So yeah, guys, before we get started, Vauld, of course, I tell you about them like 19 times a week. It feels about in both the podcast and the live streams. Still holding very strong with their rates, while obviously there's a lot of sort of these platforms that have been reducing their rates, still holding strong, 12.68% on USDC, 6.7% on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and you can get a monster, massive, huge 40% discount on all your trading fees. And of course, even if you're not going to use it for all of those things, one of my favorite parts I tell you about all the time is the automatic buy the dip function, so that you can basically just set it to automatically do that and take all of the human stupidity out of it, because we know that you're all probably stupid humans. No offense. I'm a stupid human too. It's our nature. So guys, listen, like I said in the introduction there, we have another move up here on a Monday, a nice little 5% move. Bitcoin trading currently at, let's see where we're at, 31,345, back above 31,000 after sort of struggling to hold 30 throughout the weekend. A lot of things happening macro. And so, of course, I like to bring on a guest to discuss. I've got Maximillian Engelen here from CryptoCompare, who you guys know. He's been here before. You all loved his accent. All the girls were talking about your accent, I think, last time. How are you, man?
I'm not bad. Thanks for having me again, Scott. Appreciate it.
Of course. So, I mean, I think we should probably just start. Like, what are your views of the market? I mean, I think I have an idea long term, but short term, what are you thinking is happening at the moment?
Yeah. Like you mentioned, we're seeing a trend opening the week green, but sometimes I get a little bit worried, because in equities, when you open green, you usually end red in a weekly, or at least that day. But we did get a green weekly, which is the first in what feels like forever, right?
10th week, yeah, we had 9 in a row.
Yeah,
crazy.
Which is history, which is cool, I guess, but not in a good way, considering it's we're all losing money. But we printed a inverted bullish candle on the weekly. If that closes above that wick, then I think we might have seen a bottom, but who knows? Or maybe to the next range, and then we come back down again. But looks like Asia has picked up buying on a Monday for the second week in a row. So let's hope it carries through to Friday.
Yeah, actually, here, I was going to share the chart later myself anyways, but here's that weekly chart. He's talking about this inverted hammer right here. It's funny. A lot of people, I think, view that as a bearish candle who are beginners, because they see the long wick up, but it's all about context. That would be a massively bearish candle if it was at a top, but at a bottom, it shows that bears were not able to advance the price action. And you guys will notice, like, alongside, we've had 3 long wicks on those last 3 weeklies, showing that, demand was really here. And now when you get this candle after that, it really shows that bears are sort of losing steam, I guess would be the best way to say. They were unable to sort of push it further. So that is really an interesting thing to look at there. And now we're starting to see, I mean, it'd be amazing if we could see follow through. But again, last Monday, we kind of had a pump and then slow bleed the rest of the week, right?
Yeah. Also, we've got this congressional bill, which we're not certain the day it'll be released, but it's apparently soon.
Tomorrow, potentially, right?
Tomorrow, yeah. And that could be, depending what it says, we know that there are Bitcoin believers or bulls that are writing this. Hopefully that's really good for the market. We can have a follow through. What's your thoughts on that? Have you done much reading on it?
I've done a ton. Since I'm actually going to Consensus this week, and we've been trying to set up an interview with either Lummis or Gillibrand. I know Lummis might not be doing interviews, but I've spoken with her before at length. Yeah, I think that this is really, we had the Biden executive order, which sort of told regulators to start to get their thoughts together and figure this out. But what we really need is Congress and the Senate, right, to pass legislation to get this clear. And I think what we're going to get here is probably, if I had to guess, a lot of clarity on what they consider a viable stable coin and what someone would have to do to either issue or maintain one. I don't think that will be a bank charter, but we'll see if that happens. And I think we'll also get a lot of clarity on sort of the language and what different assets classify as, which I think would be huge. Like, I think that they'll differentiate a stable coin from an algorithmic stable coin and things like that. What do you think?
Yeah, well, there's talk of categorizing stablecoins as securities, which would be quite scary if you're holding any stablecoins, and also be interesting to see who is going to oversee. Is it going to be the CFTC or the Security Exchange Commission? Those are things that I'm most excited to read about.
Or a third party. And I think that that's actually being proposed, is that there would be a independent regulator for crypto. I think that's actually potentially a very large part of the bill, which I think would be really important.
Yeah, I like that idea. Like self-regulation, or at least people regulating it that understand it from the start, not learning about it and then regulating it.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to just be interesting to see how this plays out, because like you said, you have these sort of two people who get it, and then a Senate full of, 90 something other people that probably don't.
Yeah. The Bank of England, from where we are, obviously, came out and said that cryptocurrency could be good for central bank balance sheets, which I think is a rhetoric that I hope we'll see more and more of. Obviously, we've seen some sovereign countries buy Bitcoin and put it on their balance sheets, but hopefully we see more of that with central banks. With the UK saying that, I'm sure there's other European nations thinking of the same thing. That could be good for us all. So let's see.
Yeah, I didn't actually see that news. I mean, that's huge. And it comes back to sort of that, I don't know if it's cognitive dissonance, but I never know whether we're supposed to be cheering for that kind of thing because it makes the number go up, or whether we're supposed to say, keep your central bank fingers out of our pristine asset, right? Same with institutions.
It's true. Well, I mean, like, I know you've been in crypto a long time. I've also, like, roughly since latter in 2013. And if I would have heard that news like 5 years ago, I'd be totally bearish on it. I'd be like, let's stay far away. But, like, I think last week I read like 82% of UK money is digital already. So it's in the ether somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So we're naturally going to go digital across the board. And if we're backing our central banks by an asset like Bitcoin, I think that's a good thing. Or at least holding it on the balance sheet or in the treasuries.
I
agree.
I mean, I think at this point it's like all hands on deck. We'll take anyone we can get, right? Because the asset class is small, and I don't think that a central bank buying it and holding it is the same principle as someone like you who bought it and has been holding. You've been holding it since 2013, correct?
No, I haven't held it the whole way. I've held some, but I've sold in like 2015, sold in 2016. Yeah, I actually bought a suit in 2015 in Thailand with Bitcoin, and it was probably the worst idea I've ever done. Yeah, but
how's the suit?
Yeah, well, it doesn't fit anymore, sadly.
Not storing value.
But I still got it. Oh, it's a relic, like the pizza relic sort of thing.
I would say you have to frame that one and put it up on the wall.
Yeah.
Just frame the suit, like Hard Rock Cafe. You know how they have like Elvis outfit. You're gonna need that when Bitcoin's at like $1 million to remind you of what you did. It'll go in a Bitcoin museum somewhere.
Yeah, what not to do.
Yeah. So you're at CryptoCompare, obviously at a crypto company. We're seeing this sort of trend across the board has a lot of pundits and people in a panic with sort of a slow in hiring, or even a firing or rescinding of offers at major exchanges. Certainly Gemini down 10%. I know Coinbase famously telling their interns not to show up for work, which everyone's making a huge deal about, as if that doesn't happen every day in every industry everywhere in the world. But do you think that this is like a meaningful metric to watch for the market? Or, I mean, do you think they're just tightening up to make sure that they're continuing to be responsible? What do you think's happening there?
Yeah, I think it's like they're just having to be cautious and act quickly rather than doing it too late. It is sad to hear that people that got offers accepted couldn't go to Coinbase anymore. I found that's quite sad, because you change your whole life and you get ready for a new position. They're like, sorry guys. But I think Morgan Stanley came out last week and said that venture funding will likely be down 50% this year for crypto businesses. Obviously, last year we had the biggest year ever for venture funding in crypto. I think a lot of companies don't see more funding throughout the rest of the year, so they have to cut some fat somewhere. At CryptoCompare, we're not stopping hiring. We're continuing to hire as fast as we can, but obviously we don't have 6,000 people like Coinbase or maybe like Gemini. But it's happening in fintech as well, like Klarna sacked like 10% of their staff. So it's across the board. I think it's to be expected.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's just bear market stuff, right? It's just being probably responsible, and it's going to be happening at every kind of company. We always it seems like we always drill in on that these are crypto specific things, but everything's in a bear market, right? I mean, we're in everything bear market.
Yeah. Well, miners are selling right now. So I always look at that, right? So when miners are selling, I'm not necessarily going to bear market, but then I know, okay, well, now it's time to start like maybe protecting some profits. And they've been selling since May. They haven't stopped. And it was the most, I think in May they did the most selling they've done since January. So yeah, it's something to watch. I think we're in I still don't think we're in a bear market. I hate to say it. But obviously we're in a sideways consolidation, and it's a great time to maybe to add. But yeah, let's see what macro does, because that could really put us down big time.
I hate the terms bull market and bear market because people never assign a time frame to them, right?
Yeah,
I mean, if you're looking at Bitcoin from 2013 when you started, it's a never-ending bull market. If you started and bought your first Bitcoin at 69K, you're certainly feeling like you're at a bear market right now, right? And you just mentioned macro. I mean, I actually saw the end of last week that we had really a pretty spectacular job report in the United States. And, that's obviously a good thing. Unemployment is low and people have jobs, but that also lends credence to the idea that the Fed can continue to raise rates because the economy is strong. So it could be bad for assets, even though we're seeing good job numbers.
Yeah, I worry about the housing market, to be honest, because it's at like all-time highs in this country, in the States. And if it does have a bad quarter, that could really shake the market quite hard. But I'm no expert in that. I don't know the numbers, but I just know that it's pretty frothy. It's about the last thing that's still going up. And used cars.
Yeah, well, used cars have topped, I think, at least in the United States. And real estate, I mean, I've been like any other market. I think real estate, when COVID hit, I was like, real estate's done, and it was the biggest bull market in real estate ever. So clearly not the man. But I agree with you. If real estate really starts to show topping, that would be problematic. Although, interestingly, for the last few weeks, interest rates have been coming back down, and mortgage rates have been coming back down, which is not what I think a lot of people expected. So people, of course, that means there's people who are calling for that to top. But when you have, this sort of situation we have and rates go up, you would imagine there'll be less buyers. But I guess we will see what happens.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty tricky few weeks or months. I don't know. I mean, we're in our crypto bubble sometimes, and we think it's so bad, but it could seriously get worse if macro pulls us further down.
I mean, do you have a feeling that that's going to happen? I mean, I think we might have bottomed.
Yeah, I would be very happy to put my neck out and be like 70%, the lowest 30, or that we'll defend 30 for as long as we can, and that's it. And that will be the bottom, that zone. But yeah, I guess if the NASDAQ were to have a few bad weeks, who knows? Maybe that's the decoupling, which would be huge for crypto.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. There's no guarantee that we continue to just do what the stock market does anyways, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's clear we've been following macro, but when you zoom out, that's not been the trend in the sort of history of Bitcoin, right? It's a very local thing when markets are in bearish and going risk off. I personally think we'll probably have a really annoying summer like last year, and then it's election time, which means party time, which means printing time, which means everything goes up time. Right. I mean, if we're in a bear market or a recession or a depression when the election comes, everyone loses their job. Last time I checked, they hate that.
Of course. Yeah. No, they're not going to tighten rates during an election period. It'll be interesting to see because Sam obviously was a fairly big donor in the last election. It'll be interesting to see if there's any other crypto companies that are going to come in. I should think Circle will probably do something. Binance are doing a lot of regulatory pushes at the moment. Yeah, that would be interesting to watch.
Yeah, I actually read today somewhere, and I can't quote it exactly, that already crypto has been the largest political donors in this cycle of anyone, even more than all the like most famous lobbies, and that's without Sam even engaging yet. And of course, Sam said he would be willing to go up to $1 billion in donations, which would be 5 times more than the largest donors in history have ever given to any campaign, including the Koch brothers and everyone.
Wow.
So,
I wonder what like he gets for that.
I mean, I think, well, I think his entire ethos is giving all of his money away, although that's supposed to be to charity, not to politicians, which is a slightly different thing, although they could become charity cases with time, I guess. But, you know, I would imagine, you know, he was one of Biden's biggest donors, and that was only 5 million. We're talking about $1 billion, right? I mean, not even the same planet. I would imagine that it gives you access to be a part of the conversation. I would hope. I mean, I think that has to be what it's about. So I don't think you're buying any specific legislation, but I think it's, you know, he's the face that you're seeing on the floor in the Senate and Congress and CFTC hearings. He's the one who seems to be, at least from our industry, sort of driving the narrative a bit.
Yeah. Well, he was in front of the CFTC like just a week ago, right? Or
Tuesday? Yeah, I think it was a week ago, Friday or Thursday, so about 10 days ago. Yeah.
Well, we all trust Sam. So no one really better to be in front of them guys.
Yeah, this is a conversation we had on this channel last week, and I agree 100% with that. I think I don't think anyone answers the questions better, is willing to sort of push back, and also is just has a friendly demeanor about him. I think he has the perfect balance to be the one sort of speaking on behalf of the industry. So you generally think that the bottom could be in, like I do?
Yeah.
Not many people are saying that.
I feel like it. I think, well, what I believe is that we'll defend 30. And maybe this isn't the bottom right now. We pull back down towards 30 again, but I think 30 will be that zone will be the macro low. So let's see. If you think it, then I've got more confidence in it then.
I don't know about 30. I think we put in the low in the 25s, right? I mean, my point, and I saw that Arthur Hayes sort of had the same idea in his Medium article, is if that's how low we went when 80,000 Bitcoin were dumped on the market by the Luna, by the Luna Foundation, I can't imagine a single larger seller than that coming into the market. So for me, rashly, it feels like, I'm not saying we won't drift back down there. Could be a long summer of, 38K to 26K, 28K, something like that. Nothing would surprise me, but I don't think we can go much lower than that and spend a lot of time there unless things get really, really bad.
Yeah.
If macro goes really, really bad and we go into a major recession or depression, sure, I can see anything happening. But if we believe that like there's a exit from this, which there has been in these downside before, I think the low is likely.
That's good to know. That makes me feel more confident, to be honest.
Yeah. And I think that it's, for this very long time, it was sort of like 42,000 was Bitcoin's home.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it was the high. Everything was trading around that. Now maybe 30,000 is just kind of Bitcoin's home for a while.
Yeah. It's fine. Like you said, it's a reminder of the other summer when Bitcoin did this. It's, being in leverage is tough in this condition because you're not sure which way we're going at any time. So I'm just going to sit in spot for a while and see what happens.
Perfect, man. Well, I think that that's definitely the best plan. Leverage, man, if you've been trading leverage, you've got to be God tier, like next level, to not have been chopped on both sides, being short or long for the last, certainly for the last month. All right, man. Well, thank you very much. Where can everybody check you out? I know, I have your Twitter name. I got it. I can tell them. It's BTC and me, right? It's a great name.
That's me, yeah. I'm on Twitter and on LinkedIn, but I guess I'm not going to bother with LinkedIn. So, yeah. But thanks for having me on. It's always fun to come on, and hope to come again soon, hopefully.
You are welcome anytime, my friend. Thank you again.
Have a good day. Cheers.
All right, guys. So, yeah, I mean, we covered a lot of actually topics that I was going to go over in the news, which is great. He's obviously on top of everything that is happening here. But here you go. Just to give you the very brief idea, Bitcoin, Ethereum jumped 5% as crypto market rebounds. 5%. Huge, guys. Huge. Bitcoin, Ethereum jumped 5%. So, yeah, let's just dig in. And even with these moves up, we still have the fear and greed index at a whopping 13. People are still shitting. This is Stranger Things. We've got Vecna in the house. He's coming for you. You're going to lose your eyes and your hands and your wrists are all going to break. You guys are watching Stranger Things. I haven't watched the whole thing yet, so don't spoil it for me in the chat. But yeah, we should just call this the Vecna index. It's Vecna, right? Vecna. Yeah, it's a good show. It's a good show. Let's take a look at the charts right here. Still, listen, we've been in extreme fear for over a month. Yeah, over a month. So here we go, guys. We did it. We broke the trend. 9 down weekly candles in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And there's that inverted hammer we were talking about. You take a hammer, we were inverted, right? Like Top Gun. Top Gun. Gave him the finger, right? So here we go. We have an inverted hammer showing that bears were unable to proceed any further to the downside, and it even ended up green. Now we are all celebrating 14 hours of green in the next week, but we have to wait another 6 days and, I don't know, 10 hours to figure out what's going on there, right? So too early to celebrate. Still holding that 200 EMA. Still had 3 candles in a row before this one that interacted with 28.8. We did not go down into the 28s the entire week last week for the first time in a month. Pretty good. Yeah, let's do some Top Gun references. Highway to the danger zone. Out of the danger zone. Take my breath away. Morning, Scotty Potty. Clever. So yeah, that's the weekly. Let's take a look at the daily. Still a bear market, guys. Come on. I love that he said, I don't know about a bear market, but like right now you got a high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Bear market shit right there, right? To really, honestly, at this point, there's different ways to view what would be the exit of the bear market depending on your trading style. One would be a break of this descending line. That'd be one. Another, probably more honest, would be a break of 48,128 because that would break the lower high. The series of 3 lower highs, 1, 2, 3, right? So getting above that. The first even inkling of a hope of a start of a chance would be getting back below this low at 33,000. Yeah. That chart is fugly. That was a term we used a lot when I was a kid. Fugly means fucking ugly. For those of you who don't know, it's fugly. Would you buy a rental property in today's climate, or you think housing is that's tough? There's one thing I've learned. I don't know, man. Don't view housing as a very long-term investment. And if you want to buy it, you buy it. Yeah. I don't know. I can't say that it's the best time, arguably, to invest in rental property, but I mean, you got to imagine that rents are going to go up. People can't buy houses. So, rental properties are rental properties. You're going to have sustained income indefinitely from that as long as you can have a renter and probably make out due at the end. But no, the problem is it's like, it's kind of like the same thing we talk about here with these markets. Like, I'm waiting for it to go lower, so I'm going to buy. Like, I know a lot of people who in 2020, when COVID hit, were like, man, I'm not buying a house now. Everything's going to dump. And here we are up like 50% more from then, right? Rationally, you would think that the housing market has topped, but people have been saying that for, I don't know, like 10 years. Very hard to know. Very hard to know. Bitcoin is property without maintenance. Somebody said that's great Great point. BLIPPI. Blippi. All right. So the daily, we are just ranging, guys, between 28.6 and 33, and there is nothing to celebrate anywhere in between there. That's the bottom line. This is sideways chop that has big candles in both ways. I showed you last week on the 4 hour. This was a Bart. Now we have an inverse Bart. Bart, inverse Bart. Right? I'm not going to draw. I mean, I guess we could do a quick Bart, right? We had obviously this Bart. No, it comes around like this and that, and comes over here, and he's got a little nose, and then he's got some eyes. You know, Bart. That was the worst Bart ever. So now we got an inverse Bart where you do it upside down, right? And then his face, his nose is here, his eyes are here, and his mouth is over here somewhere, right? Yeah, inverse Bart. This is trading AIDS. This is HIV of trading right here. All of this. If you've been trading anything in here, you're probably getting super poor all the time, right? And I see this chat is getting spammed to hell over here by some crap, and I apologize. Okay, this guy, you're okay. Block user, and block user. Up, and another one, block user. Later, block user. Okay. So that's where Bitcoin's at. Got to get above 33 to start getting excited. You can start pant shitting below 28.8, 28.6 if we start closing things down there. Taking a look at Bitcoin dominance. Still, I've showed you guys this. We have every time we get this overbought, we tend to get alt seasons. But right now, this is still climbing. But this is gas. I mean, this is that looks ready. It can have bearish divergence. Looks ready to fall off a cliff, but man, I'm not trying to time that and jump into altcoins right now. But if this does top and head back down, yeah. And ETH BTC, of course, had bullish divergence in confluence with that, which could be a signal that we're going to see some nice altcoin movement. To me, if I could have my like dream situation right now, I guess. Dream situation would be like Bitcoin. I mean, my dream situation is Bitcoin goes to like 100,000 in a day. So let's call this a reasonable situation. It would be Bitcoin gets above 33 and holds there for a while. And then altcoins get some relief and we get like some alt season, you know, and then rinse and rip. Then Bitcoin slowly pushes up and alts do well. That would be great. Alts are largely oversold. They've been getting just absolutely destroyed for months. It would be nice to see that top. The way I work is so professional. I'm going to assume that's sarcasm because it's not. I'm realizing I got a little sunburn up here. I was in the sun a lot. I got a little sun. Yeah. So yeah, we just did some blocking over there, you guys. Yeah. Relief rally is overdue, long overdue. I mean, I didn't even look. So stocks are up today. That's the NASDAQ. SPY up today again. I mean, if only somebody had said, wow, that was a nice breakup. We should get a retest to 408. And okay, I did say that. I did. This looks like a double bottom, right? I think stocks are getting some relief. Here's that story we were talking about with the bill. We won't dig into it much further because obviously Max and I sort of talked that to death. But yes, we should potentially see this as soon as tomorrow. This is going to be a huge catalyst in one direction or the other, I would imagine. Huge. I'm assuming that this reference is to Hollow Notes. You're out of touch. I'm out of funds. When you're out of my cash when you're not around. Those are not the real words. Keep going. Here we go. 37% of survey participants want Bitcoin legalized inside their countries. That seems high. Gonna be honest. I don't even, but this is from The Economist. This is not from like some crypto-centric thing. I'm surprised 37 people know enough about Bitcoin to have an opinion on this. If we're talking about in the world. Here you go. 37% of the respondents wish Bitcoin or other crypto assets could serve as an official means of payment in their country. This is from The Economist, the famous, obviously, a British publication about economics. And 25% of Americans apparently want it legalized, which is weird because 25% of Americans don't remotely own Bitcoin. Kind of weird, right? But listen, we'll take all the hopium we'll get, especially from legacy financial sources like The Economist. I think we can all agree that we would all be 100% in this chat of people who want Bitcoin legalized inside their countries. Most of you probably want weed legalized too, I would guess, judging by potheads. I don't know. Yeah, 63% But yeah, 63% of participants not going to make it. But like, I'm surprised that 63, most of them probably just went, what the hell's a Bitcoin, right? And kept it moving. Seems weird. And yes, as Des has rightfully pointed out here, CPI numbers are Friday. That's going to be another huge catalyst. Yeah, Sly, 100% of you wants weed and psilocybin. Yeah. Oh, sacre bleu. That's French. Here we go. Goldman Sachs survey indicates insurers slowly warming to crypto. Now, I was thinking when I read this headline that it meant we were going to get insurance on crypto, but no. This is saying that insurance companies are buying it, like Mass Mutual, who added it to their Bitcoin to their balance sheet last year. Here you go. Vast majority of insurers are not considering investing in cryptocurrencies. American insurers are slightly more interested, with the 11% currently invested or considering investing in cryptocurrencies compared to Asian insurers at 6%. Smoking Asia. And European insurers at 1%. What are you doing in Europe, insurance companies? However, this level of interest is still notable. 11% is a lot. The amount of money that insurance companies have is absolutely astounding, outstanding, demanding. You people dancing. Woo! That's a rap lyric. Swoop, there it is, right? Can you dig it? We can dig it. Can y'all dig it? I can dig it. 11% of insurance companies in the United States either already invested in crypto or interested in doing it themselves. Finally, this is a funny story. I mean, not funny, it's terrible, but there's some funny wording here. Bored Apes co-founder criticizes Discord after NFTs worth 200 Ethereum snatched and exploit. From what I could gather reading the story, basically one of the Discord admins, he was hacked. Someone went into Discord, shared a phishing link, one of those things where it's like, yeah, free giveaway. And a bunch of people, obviously, in the actual Bored Ape Discord who trust the admins, clicked on it and got their ape stolen, 200 Ethereum worth. And so, of course, the Bored Apes co-founder is saying Discord is trash. We need a better platform with more security. And then the Discord maximalists said this. The others have criticizing the criticism of the platform, saying it shouldn't be blamed if not used correctly. I don't know where you guys stand on this, but I'm not clicking any phishing links in Discord, I would think. Yeah, someone is definitely getting their big hacked every week. I mean, seriously. I probably still have the Whoomp cassette single. I've talked about this before. I love it. It's just a great story. The Whoomp, there it is. So like 93, 94. I don't remember now. 95. But Whoop, there it is, by 95 South came out in March. WHOOT. And then Whoomp, there it is, by Tag Team came out in May of the same year. And they were like, bro, you just like copied our whole shit. And they were like, no, this is just what we say in strip clubs. And that was actually the case. They had not copied them. They had recorded the song before Whoop, there it is came out. DC from Tag Team was he was the DJ at Gold Rush, one of the big strip clubs in Atlanta. And when a girl would come out, they'd be like, "Whoa, whoop, there it is." And 95 South were known to frequent the stripping establishments of Miami. And when girls would come out, it was a thing that you would say. They go, "Whoop, there it is." And they both independently wrote songs about that. And my other favorite thing about Tag Team is that it's DC, the Brain Supreme, and my man Steve Rowland. We're kicking that flow. And it goes a little something like this. Tag Team, back again. But yeah, it's DC. And the other guy's name is Steve. It's a rapper named Steve. Anyways, guys, that's all we got for you today. I did not intend to talk about rappers named Steve. But like, can you imagine if someone now wasn't like Young Steve or Steve Money or Lil Steve? And it would be spelled weird with no vowels or something. The dude was just Steve. Yeah, they agreed to disagree to not sue each other. Yeah, I don't think there were any lawsuits. Woot, there it is, never got as big. It's kind of a better song. Scott, when alt charting? I haven't been doing it because, man, like, then I get this dude is pushing altcoins, like, blah, blah, blah. Unfortunately, I feel like I have to be extremely careful and responsible about what I share. And I'm not like actively pushing altcoins right now. I did buy Solana just under $40. I told you guys the other day. So let me look at that. because I went on Fox and said, hey, listen, I bought this shit. He was like, for real, bro? He's like, for real? Oh, that looks good. Yeah, I was right. I was right. Just a lot of bullish divergence. We'll show y'all here, there. Solana, massive bullish divergence, oversold. And we're seeing that across the board, right? I did share that in the newsletter. I'm just trying to like, yeah, I like doing that too. But like, man, if you see what happens to me on Twitter, if I mention any altcoins too regularly, it's bad. Yeah. The recession part too. Young Jeezy, how I sold my house and my cars to get through the bear market. It's gonna be a great, great album. Fuck that, man. Do what you do, then people don't matter. Yeah, I know, but listen, man. Listen, man. I just have to try to be as responsible as I can with my audience, you know? So yeah, here we are. Here we are. That's basically all I got for you guys. Who said, wait, someone said they look the same. I saw that. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is they kind of all look the same, which is why I just take a look at dominance and ETH BTC right now, which makes a lot of sense. Yeah, man, like it feels bad. You know, there's a psychological phenomenon, right? Where obviously, and I don't care who you are, you're not immune to it. Where the majority, you can have like 99 people tell you amazingly positive things and you literally don't process it at all. And like that one person who says something horrible or blames you for something, like that will stick with you forever. I don't care who you are. That's just the way it is. So it's either you just don't read the comments or whatever, or you have to like understand that the negativity is going to stay with you in your mind. So like, listen, I get like the most amazing feedback from newsletter subscribers, super polite, like Twitter, people DMing me amazing things. But every once in a while you get this one thing that's like, you told me that X coin was going to go up and you shared a bullish chart and you were bullish on it. And I lost my life savings and I'm coming to kill you. And you think I'm exaggerating, but they like literally, you know, and that one usually sticks, makes you think, wow, man, people. And the thing is like rationally, you know, that like, I didn't tell you what to do. I didn't pull the trigger. You made your own decisions, like whatever. But like people are dumb and they go on Twitter and they see something and they make a financial decision and they don't know when you're going to sell or when you're going to exit or how much percentage of your portfolio it is that you're trading it with, or if you even took the trade at all, if you're just sharing analysis. 99% of the time, I tell you guys, I'm just sharing charts because I think it's valuable. I'm not trading it. This market sucks. Not like leverage trading Bitcoin based on my charts, you know? So, yeah. So at some point there's just days where you're like, dude, like I could share something right now, but somebody's gonna like make a bad decision based on this. It's really hard. Very hard. Yeah. You don't want to get Do Kwon. Yeah. I've had him pull up on me before. So it is what it is. 5 stars on Spotify. Thank you, Scotty Potty. I don't know if you guys noticed. We're doing 3 podcasts a week right now. I should tell you some housekeeping here. I'm going to be at Consensus in Austin, Texas, early Wednesday morning all the way to Sunday. So we don't really know what the live streaming schedule is going to be like, but I'm going to be out there recording just podcast after podcast after podcast. We're going to knock them out like absolute crazy. Donked Up is here. What's up, bro? Cool Ape. So yeah, so I might not. We might just have Monday and Tuesday live this week, depending on how we get it all set up. So guys, that's all I have got for you today. I was not even trying to talk about all that crap, but yeah, if you wonder, like, yeah, there's times where it's just like we go through these bear markets, and I don't really like endorse trading altcoins in a situation like this. Sometimes it's better to sit on your hands. So even if I see a great chart, some dumbass is going to lose all their money on it. So yeah. Anywho, thank you guys very much. I do appreciate you being here. And tomorrow, Big Cheds, the scariest bear in crypto. Gonna bring him on and we're gonna talk. You guys don't want to miss that. Be there. Peace.